Okay, wait 1 second. Let's make sure everything is rolling. All right, T. 1 second. All right, let's give everybody 1 minute to trickle in. All right, there we go. There we go. People rolling in. Welcome. Happy Sunday, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Here we are with episode 4 of Let's Be Real with TheDawnElizabeth. And we have the beautiful Destini Williams here today. And I just want to thank you guys for tuning in to this live, tuning in to the previous lives that we've been having. So we gonna have some more tea for y'all, some more story time, and just allowing women to come on this platform. Not just women, I'm gonna have some men too coming on this platform and just sharing their stories, hopefully to inspire and motivate you guys to keep going, to keep doing whatever you want to do and be the best version of yourselves. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Destini, who is 27 and she loves fitness. Destini started her journey in 2017 and later grew a passion for yoga in 2018. She's passionate about mental health and physical health and is now pursuing a career as a yoga instructor. She is also diagnosed with hidradenitis suppurativa. It is an inflammatory condition. So despite the obstacles that she have experienced within her journey, she's still becoming a healthier version of herself, which deserves a applaud, y'all. So let's clap her up and let's welcome Destini, ladies.
Hey y'all, it's such a pleasure to be here. I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. And girl, you be inspiring me just as much. Like I feel like when I first started my journey, like you followed me when I first started my page. I think because I had like 100 followers when you followed me.
Yeah, when I first started following you, you was like just getting started.
Yes, and like ever since then, we just been keeping up with each other and just like supporting each other. So I appreciate it, and I appreciate being here, and I'm excited to talk to y'all. Hey y'all, I see y'all in the comments or whatever. I ain't never been on no live, but
yeah, it's the energy. She gonna come with the energy today.
Sorry. So y'all go. Period. But I'm excited and I'm glad to talk and share and just like say hello to everybody or whatever. But yes, so we're here.
All right. So let's get started. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with some questions, and we're gonna be reading the comments or whatever, and then we're gonna save some time for some Q&As at the end. And Destini also has a meal prepping service for all you ladies that are located in Houston who's looking for meal prep, and we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. But she also does meal preps as well. So my girl's the jack of all trades. She getting right, getting tight. She gonna have you mentally there and physically there with your nutrition as well. So first question, Destini, what was the start of your journey?
So basically, it was really cliche because everybody get into that relationship where you forget, like, you find like you coming out of high school, you get into a relationship, you haven't grown into your body yet, but then I get into the relationship and we gained the happy weight. And it was like I got to a point where I had never experienced being as big as I had got. And so before I had started dating him, I was working out, but I wasn't really going too hard. But then like after I gained all that weight, I had gained like 50 pounds. I was all right, it's time to do something. And I tried to, work out or whatever. This is when I lived by myself. I worked out, but it just wasn't consistent because I felt like the reasoning wasn't necessarily for me. So when I moved back home or whatever, the pandemic started, I restarted my journey because I'm just tired of feeling sluggish, like just feeling like I can't move around like I want to move. So I just started working out at home, and then I just started going to my trainer. Oh, where did Dawn go?
I know I put you as the okay.
I started working out with my trainer or whatever, and just like, really starting to feel like my body and what it can do. And then once I realized like how I always loved the science of like the body. Like a lot of people try to do like get quick, like little schemes or whatever to like try to lose weight. But I was just like, like consistency was the thing that most helped me. So once I started being more consistent, like I just literally just haven't stopped. So I've been working out for about 2 years consistently.
And if you saw the flyer, y'all see her transformation. It's given. It's given. I can tell she been working, baby. She been working.
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned that the happy weight. So so I know you had said kind of like the reasoning behind why you wasn't able to stay consistent kind of like stalled your progress. So can you go into a little bit about that? Like how like you shifting that mindset of, okay, I need to do something different for me is
Yeah,
going to help me keep it going.
that's the most important part that helped me stay consistent, because I realized, like, before I had dated the guy, I had always been bigger. I always been, like they say, overweight. I don't think it's overweight. I think it's, fluffy. But I had always been that. And I never really like saw myself as that until after I got out the relationship and I tried to start dating again or whatever. And it was just weird. Like, it was just like, it just wasn't working. And I never had an issue with dating until then. So I thought that it was because I gained weight. Like, I genuinely thought, like, me being bigger, men aren't attracted to me. But I had to realize that it's not necessarily that, it was the confidence. I lost my confidence when I had gained the weight. And when you don't have confidence, people can see that. So it wasn't they can literally feel your energy. They can see that in you. So if you don't think you the baddest, I'm sorry, if you don't think you that girl, they don't think you that girl. And so I had to like really realize, like, it was so funny because I always remember when I went to the club one time, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop flaking. Every time somebody asks me to go to the club, I'm gonna go. I don't care how big I am. I'm gonna go and they're gonna see this. And it was one day I realized, I'm like, honestly and truly, don't nobody care. Like,
they don't care.
Attention to you as much as you think they are. And once I realized that nobody cares about me as much as I care about me, like, it changed my mindset to when I work out. It wasn't so I can lose weight so I can date and be attractive. It was just genuinely because I'm tired of huffing and puffing. And, with that, I fell in love with my body again because I just had to accept the fact that this is the body that I have right now. So if I'm not messing with it, ain't nobody gonna mess with it. So I have to F for myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, once I started really truly feeling myself, I was like, really and truly, like, you're really that girl. And so I was like, yes. Okay, so that's what helped me start working out. So when I worked out, my goal wasn't to be finer. It was genuinely to be fit and to be healthier, to do things that I wasn't able to do before, like run a mile. I had never run a mile before 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Now I run almost every other day. So it's just like, but the reason and why is what helps me stay consistent, because in the back of my head, I'm not looking at myself in the mirror as like, oh, I'm failing. If I get up and go for a walk today, I'm winning. So it's just like, why I'm doing it has changed. And once you realize, like, you got to message yourself first before you can do anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing, working out, yoga, having a job, anything. You have to be confident, because if you're not confident, then it's never going to really stick. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I could definitely agree with that, because most people think like that confidence come after they lose all the weight. But if you don't work on that confidence along the journey, you're gonna get to where you want to be, and it's like relearning a whole new body. So
you're the same person. You're not gonna be. You're never gonna be satisfied if you don't work with what you got right now and love what you got right now.
True. And I'm telling y'all, confidence is definitely key, because like when you walk in the room, like I know a lot of times people wear, sometimes you'll wear something and you're like, oh, I don't really think this is it. And it's like, if you come out, you come out like that. Because for a time when I first started my journey, I used to be so afraid of like wearing crop tops and stuff. And I was like you said, I'm so worried about what everybody else thinking. It's like, if they see it, they see it.
Once you realize them people thinking exactly like you thinking, like you self-conscious about yourself, they self-conscious about themselves, so they ain't got time to worry about you. So like, you gotta think you that girl, so they can be like, dang, she really thinks she that girl. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yes, you gotta have that. You gotta have that chip on your shoulder, even if it's your first day in the gym. And the one thing about confidence is nobody knows if it's real or fake. So show up for you. Show up for you and be yourself.
I can be honest right now. My mom was like, "Are you nervous?" I was like, "I'm not giving myself a chance." Like, even though I am, but you would never know it. You know what I mean? Yes. You have to believe in yourself.
True. I'm so glad that you said that, Destiny. And so that leads me to my next question. So when you first started, what was kind of your routine when you first started?
When I first started,
let's say when you moved back home, like after the pandemic, you could explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the way I got back into it, I thank myself for doing it. I literally just didn't focus on my diet, because diet is a very important part, but I feel like your diet is harder than working out, honestly.
Very.
Honestly, that's how I feel. So I had just told myself, I'm like, you know what? And that's one thing I do with myself is create non-negotiables. It's like, you got to take yourself seriously. You can't just say you're going to do something. If you're telling yourself you're going to do something, you're the most important person to you. So if you say you're going to do it, just do it. You know what I mean? So I just told myself, I was like, look, I don't care what you eat. You working out 5 days a week for a month. You know what I mean? And that's how I kickstarted it, because I made a commitment to just working out. It didn't matter what I didn't think about what I ate, even if I ate horrible. As long as I got up, did my mile, worked out 5 days a week, I felt like I was checking off my box. And then once I did that consistently for a month, my body was already in the mode of working out every day. So that's when I started incorporating my diet slowly. Because I'm a person, I don't like to do everything all at once. Because I feel like that's the easiest way to fall off, is when you overdo it. So just like staggering out, focusing on the consistency with working out and just getting a schedule. So I would just wake up every morning before I would clock in. I would work out for like an hour and go for like a mile run. Then I would come home and whatever. And then the next month I just did that, but then I incorporated my meal prep.
Okay, Sam, that's great. I'm glad that you said that, like not incorporating everything at once. I tell people this all the time. Like, you know, when I feel like setting realistic goals for yourself is realizing that everything happens one step at a time, you know? So like even with my clients, when they first start, I don't expect them to do everything perfectly. Because like you want to ease yourself into it. When you step into something and say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna work out 7 days a week, I'm gonna eat this every day, it's like too much at once.
Exactly.
You don't even give yourself that time to actually transition mentally, because you're so focused on doing the physical, you know? So like by you taking that one step to say, okay, no matter what I eat, I'm gonna show up and work out for these 5 days. That's making that commitment to yourself and showing up is literally the only thing that you need
in your brain.
Exactly. That's the only thing you needed to move you on to the next step. Showing like, okay, if I could commit to this, then let me ease this in next time. But that, I feel like that's what people have to understand. Like, we are not made to make like drastic changes all at once. Some people can be.
It don't even have to be too much. You know what I mean?
It don't gotta be too much, because that too much will take you mentally.
That's what will burn you out. That's what
burns you out.
Every time I tried it, that's why it didn't stick, because I was trying to go to the gym every day. I wasn't eating, like, when I tell you my diet was totally different, it was the grossest food ever. I'm trying to eat that 5 days a week. I'm gonna have a cheat day and then F up over the weekend. All the way over again. So that definitely, I feel like baby steps definitely help with bigger steps.
Yes, take them small steps, y'all. Like if you thinking about starting, start slow. Like start with something that you know that's easier for you to commit to. Do it for like a month. You can even do it for like 2 weeks.
Flip it. I always suggest like starting with your diet first. You know, don't work out. Just make sure that I'm eating a healthy, you know, a full breakfast, that I have a nice protein, carb, and a veggie in each meal, and just consistently doing that, and then add on a mile every day. Then add on some weightlifting. You know what I'm saying? Just I truly feel and know that when you take smaller steps, it lasts longer, because I have never worked out this consistently for this long until I started just being easy on myself. You know what I mean?
And I know like you talk a lot about that on your Instagram, like just giving yourself grace when it comes to this, because I feel like when you on a journey for so long, because me and you, we've been on a journey for a long time. It's been a long time. When you be on a journey for so long, you start to, it's like over time, you kind of start to get caught up in some stuff, you know, either caught up in the aesthetic of things, or even caught up with trying to be obsessive of the routine, the people around you. And sometimes it's always good to take that step back and like refocus on your why. Like be like, okay, Destini.
And that might change too. You know what I mean?
Your why isn't supposed to stay the same. True. So I guess that is like, you know, a good way of saying that, like just focusing on one small thing and then always being mindful of what you're doing. Because I feel like your mental is literally the driving force of your journey. So I did want to talk. I did want to talk a little bit about that, like how, like just focusing on your mental and using your mental health as a way to keep you pushing throughout your journey.
So I'm a big advocate on mental health. I think you know I quit my job last year because of my mental health. I take mental health very seriously, because if you're not mentally there, like you literally can't physically do anything. And mental health plays a big role when it comes to working out and things like that, because like confidence, like we were just talking about confidence and just self-love and just showing yourself grace, like you was just saying, those things take a part into working out too, because there's days where I don't feel like working out. And for a long time, I would beat myself up like, oh my God, I need to be in the gym, da 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 da. But you have to give yourself grace. rest is very productive, and that is one thing that I learned, that you have to work hard, but you also have to allow yourself to play hard. You have to allow yourself to sleep. Sleep is a very important part of losing weight. A lot of people don't understand that.
Yes.
8 hours of sleep so your body can digest the food that you're eating. You know what I mean? So not being so hard on myself mentally helped me a lot on my journey, because it was days where I felt like, your body dysmorphia gets to me. You feel a little bigger than the scale says, or the scale's not moving, and you have to tell yourself, like, regardless of what the scale says, regardless of what I look like, I'm doing the work. And just reminding yourself, like, I'm doing the work, and if I don't feel like it today, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? As long as you get back up and do it tomorrow. And that's what I tell a lot of people. One of my go-to things, because a lot of people, their issue is eating. I don't eat perfectly, and I've been consistently losing weight because I allow myself grace. I'm not hard on myself. So if I eat off one day, say I go eat a burger, go eat a vegetable the next day. Don't beat yourself up about eating that burger, because baby, guess what? I'm gonna eat that burger every single chance I get. But I'm gonna follow it up with some fiber. I'm gonna follow it up with some vegetables, and that's how I keep myself mentally sane. Because if you're constantly putting so much pressure on yourself, like, I gotta do this diet perfectly, I gotta work out perfectly, nothing is ever gonna be perfect. Mm-hmm. So you have to allow yourself room to breathe, and room to have fun, and room to enjoy yourself, because life is not supposed to be difficult. Like, this is not supposed to be hard. And my journey didn't get easier until I stopped putting that pressure on myself. So I started working out for 2 months, and guess who's working out now? Me. And ain't nobody gonna make me feel bad about it, because I did the work. I did what I needed to do. I worked out consistently for 2 years. So I'm not gonna, even if I do fall off, and
if I get back up, that's you right.
Back up, And so having that talk with yourself, that nobody else's opinion matters about what you do, as long as what you're doing is for you, and as long as you're good with what you're doing, then period. And like I see the comment, somebody said they got a therapist. I definitely had signed up and got a therapist, and that was one of the best things that I ever did for myself, because she taught me that a lot of the times we overthink everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, my favorite thing that she told me was truth versus perception. A lot of the time we live life through our perception, but we just got to look at the truth of the situation. I can say, oh, I haven't worked out for a week, I'm not shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna gain on my weight back, but that's not the truth. The truth is I haven't worked out for a week, and the truth is I can go work out next week. Like, we give ourselves all these things, all this stuff in our head to stop us from doing what we want to do. When we could just look at it as it is what it is. I didn't work out this week, I got another week to do it again. And just give yourself that grace, and stop. Who are you keeping up with is my question. I ain't keeping up with. So it's like, I ain't gotta do nothing but be black and die at the end of the day. So it's just like, I'm not gonna put that pressure on myself, and that has definitely helped me as far as mental health when it comes to this weight loss journey.
Yes, Destiny. Yes. Y'all, she said a mouthful. So I hope y'all taking out. I can even see in the comments that everybody is loving, everybody can relate. And I know for a fact that I have definitely been leaning towards, like, seeking getting into therapy, just because I feel like, if I don't even know how to describe this, and this is a whole nother conversation for another day, but I do think that therapy will help me and other people that overthink, because I overthink a lot. Like, sometimes it would keep me up at night, just overthinking about stuff. And I'm glad that you said that, truth over perception. Truth over perception. And yes, y'all, the link to Destiny's link tree will be in the details of the YouTube, so y'all will definitely be able to go connect with her after this. So let's move on to the next question.
Me versus me. I know that's
yes, me versus me. That's the only person you need to be in competition with is yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, so next question. Besides the mental health, okay, let's get into the I know I was gonna miss it.
Hidradenitis suppurativa.
Hidradenitis suppurativa.
No.
Okay. So let's let Destiny talk to us a little bit about that, because I know, like, in a sense, that could kind of be an obstacle to your journey.
Yeah, definitely. So hidradenitis suppurativa is an inflammatory condition. I don't know if it's a disease, honestly, but I've had it since about 2017 when I first had my first flare up. And basically, it's triggered by a lot of things. It can be triggered by stress. I think my situation is more hormonal. So hormone imbalances, weight gain, and just a whole bunch of things that trigger your hormone responses to, like, fluctuate or whatever. But yeah, I've experienced it since then. I personally feel like since I got on birth control, that messed up with my hormones because I hadn't experienced it since then. But I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. But that's just my experience. But basically, you get these lumps or cysts in like your sweat glands. So I get them sometimes in between my breasts. I get them in my armpits and in between my thighs. But just like mine happens on my period when I'm on my cycle and when I'm ovulating. That's when I get it the most. So that's why I think mine is more hormonal. But it's definitely something that's very painful. The cysts, they just grow and they get bigger and bigger until they finally rupture. For a long time, it was really hard for me to talk about it because I honestly see somebody has a chest. I honestly didn't know that it was a thing until 2 years ago. I was going to the doctors a lot and nobody knew what it was. Like one time I went to the doctor and he literally didn't even look at it. He just gave me some antibiotics and told me to go on. But it's very, very mentally stressful because like some people get to a point where you literally can't move. So I couldn't go to work because I couldn't drive my car because my body was in so much pain and I was losing. I didn't have no money to pay my bills. That's why I had to go home. Like it was very, very taxing. And when you're stressed, the flare-ups get worse.
Yeah.
You stressing. So it was just an ongoing thing. And that's why I eventually had to quit my job because my flare-ups were getting so bad because the environment was just so toxic. But I didn't know what it was until I went to a dermatologist because I was like, it's on my skin, so maybe they'll know something. Girl, they had a whole pamphlet. I said, why you ain't tell y'all coworkers over here at
exactly.
like what in the world? So yeah, so I have found they had a pamphlet. It told me it was called Hidradenitis Suppurativa. There's no cure for it besides antibiotics and just pain medication. So at the moment, I'm just trying to find natural ways to just help alleviate my flare-ups. And I have some oil combinations that I use with like essential oils that just help it, stay at bay so that when I do get a flare-up, it doesn't get as bad. But at the moment, there's nothing I know how to fix it. So I'm just literally just dealing with it. But ever since I quit my job, they haven't been as bad because I haven't much. And working out definitely helps because when you're losing weight, the sweat glands, you don't have all this thickness sticking together. So it's just like, yeah, that's helping a lot. And just working on my mental health and trying to make sure that I don't stress out. But diet as well has a lot to do with it. So I can't do a lot of dairy. I can't do a lot of sugar. Stuff like that fluctuates your hormones. So that's what I've been dealing with. I honestly don't. I wish I knew. And if y'all know anything that y'all, have to help with your pain, let me know because I'm still trying to figure it out at this point.
And I'm so glad that like you got to a point where you open to talk about it because so many, I know you're not the only woman that deals with this, and that's good that you realize that. I feel like a lot of times growing up, we always feel like we gotta stay in a place because that's what we supposed to do. So for you to take that faith to quit your job, you see how like it helped your health. It wasn't just the fact of the check, baby. It helped your health. Like when you under extreme amount of stress, is so unhealthy. It's unhealthy for your weight loss. Like if you're a person that decide like, okay, I'm trying to lose weight, but if you under so much stress, your body will put up a wall.
That literally holds all that stress.
So it works against you. So if there's any way that you can relieve stress, whether it's exercising, I like to go exercise to relieve stress. I used to smoke weed all the time, but I stopped doing that. So now I use working out because if you got when you tired, baby, when you tired running that mile, the last thing you gotta do is have energy to be mad.
Look, y'all can't piss me off. I just went to yoga.
Like when you exerting all that energy into working out, lifting weights, working, trying to like mentally calm your mind to do the little handstand, baby, I can't.
Look, what'd you say? I can't hear you.
Like you have to, like literally working out literally relieves that mental stress because you're putting that stress on your body. So you kind of like just vacating all those extra and just relieving that stress. So if there's any way that you could find a way to relieve some stress, please do it, y'all. It's so beneficial for your health, your mental health, like Destini said, and just everything.
Even if you just do nothing. I love doing nothing. Like that's honestly my favorite thing to do is when I ain't gotta do nothing, I'm just sit.
Just sit. Some days I literally just sit on the couch and watch TV all day because like you always think that you gotta be doing something sometimes. Like and it's in like that sense of trying to be overproductive is like making you not productive. Like you just feel like you gotta be doing something all the time. And sometimes it's very unproductive. And that's how I used to be in college. So I got home and realized, like, girl, you was doing a whole bunch of stuff for nothing, like just calming it down. So cutting out gluten helps.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and you said that too, Destiny, right? Oh, you said you don't do dairy either, otherwise cut down on
I
dairy.
heard about gluten as well. I just love bread.
Okay, great. So let's move on to the next question. So, okay, I know you mentioned it a little bit, but let's talk about what are some of your like ways or like a daily routine that keeps you motivated and consistent. Because I know a lot of people have a trouble with consistency. So give us some couple of tips on how you stay consistent.
Right now, like I said, I give myself non-negotiables. So every week, I had to get to a point because I like to plan, but sometimes you plan a lot and you plan stuff that you just don't do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do this, and this today. So now I just take it on a week by week, day to day basis. But in general, right now, I just try to get up and I go to the gym. First off, I start my day with journaling and meditating because I feel like that is very important. And I feel like starting your day off, even if it's just writing down like 5 things you're grateful for, something like that, that really sets the tone of your day. Because when you start the day off and you get on your phone, that's gonna already set you off to go downhill, in my opinion. But if you start your day off and breathe and drink some tea and you know what I'm saying, write something down, pray, something, whatever, just start your day off on a positive note. But after I do that, then I go to the gym. I go to the gym and I literally eat my meal preps all day. And I might go for my walk on my lunch. I try to do a mile a day. And the mile a day is what I'm most consistent with at the moment. I'm not really too consistent with the gym yet because, like I said, I hadn't been to the gym in about 2 months. So I'm just trying to get back into my routine of being physical every day. So I for sure do my mile every day. I work out 4 days a week if I go, but that just depends on the day.
Yeah.
Right now, for sure, I do my mile. If I don't do it in the morning, I do it on my lunch and I eat my meal prep. Like I keep it simple. I don't do a lot anymore because it's hard to keep up with.
A lot. It's hard to keep up with a lot. I can.
I can't do it.
I tell myself all the time, I could go work out. If I could go work out and eat what I'm supposed to eat, that's good enough for me.
I did it.
I did it. I made it through another day. I'm like, baby. Like just trying to make it because like you say, like keeping it simple. Keep it so simple. And what's simple for us may not be simple for you. So finding what works for you and keeping it simple. Look, they said they need you back uploading on your YouTube channel.
I really want to, but don't want nobody follow me, so y'all need to subscribe. So
this right here, y'all go subscribe. Tell Destiny y'all want to hear her talk, and hopefully
really do today into YouTube because I have a lot of stuff to say. Like honestly, I could talk for days, but I just. But I really do want to get into because I know it's a lot of people out here who feel exactly the way I felt and didn't have nobody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like to keep stuff to themselves, baby. I be sharing all this like. If I find the best protein shake, I'm telling everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
gotta tell everybody.
I definitely am working on getting back into my YouTube. Period.
Exactly. So that you could just share like anything. If this is something on your mind that you want to talk about, just
and that's what I need to get into is just like not because we were just talking about this before we got on, just keeping up with social media because I'm just not that person. I just like to get on and talk. Like, you know, I used to get on my Instagram and just be like advice that nobody asked for. Like, I like to do stuff like that.
It's every day, y'all. So make sure y'all go follow her on Instagram, baby. She'll have a whole talk for you. A whole talk for you and just listen. Cause I'll be listening because sometimes like you just get so caught up into stuff. Like you just get so caught up and it's like I feel like listening to you sometimes bring me back to reality. Like snap out of it. Like you trying to do too much. And sometimes I be having to humble myself real quick. Like you doing too much. Relax. You know, like relax. And I feel like just being on social media so much just keeps you thinking you need to be here or you need to be there. Like where you at right now is not enough.
And just not post because I'm just like, first of all, ain't nobody paying my bills but me. So it's like I have to make sure that and also I'm not the type of person like if I am going through something or I am depressed, I'm not gonna force myself to do anything that is not gonna add benefit to that. So if I'm not feeling it or I'm not working out like I want to, I'm not going to sit on here and post like I am. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely feel you on that because it's hard.
And I think that's great because we need some of that like authenticity into social media, because you see people get on social media and it's literally like fitness is life. When I post my stuff, baby, I will be right there with my hair. I'll be on there looking like this, like, y'all, today was the day. That's why I'm in the caption. Like, today was the day, but I showed up.
Look,
people show you what you want, what they want you to see.
And that's not the type of person I am, because look.
And that's why we need you on YouTube.
Look, yeah, that's why I like you so much, because we have both been very authentic when it comes to our journey. And I can appreciate it because I see that I'm not the only person thinking like this. I'm not the only person out here who don't got this whole beautiful scenery every day. You know what I'm saying?
I don't got that kitchen, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else.
I don't got that kitchen. I don't have that kitchen. I don't have that white countertops. I'm not there yet, you know? Like, it's just I just like just being realistic and being true to you. And I feel like that's what keeps me watching your page, just seeing that, like, that being you. Like, I can tell when you get on there and talk, you being you, like, not trying to be nobody else. And I feel like when us as women that's trying to lose weight and we on journeys and we've been on journeys for a long time, it's good to snap us back to reality and see that, like, it's people out here that's doing what we doing and that has some same mindset as us. It's not people like we ain't got time to be trying to be
there. You know, they go to the gym, they get that cute video on. It's just like, because at the same time, that can be very detrimental to your mental health, because everybody don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have Whole Foods money. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't go to Whole Foods every day, you know, on a quick little grocery trip. So I definitely feel that, and I do appreciate you for that as well.
Yes. Okay, so I think I have one more question, Destini. Okay, so this is my last question. Well, maybe two questions. Okay, we talked about the platform. Okay, so let's talk about, I know you recently posted how you don't get on the scale, right? You don't get on the scale, and then after a year you got on the scale. And okay, so I want to talk about that experience that you had, because I think with the scale, because I think that'll be good for people to hear.
So look, F the scale, that's my hashtag. Fuck the scale. I don't fuck the scale, because for a long time I can't remember myself being under 200 pounds. I remember the last time I weighed myself, I was probably 189, and that was in high school, like my senior year of high school, and I'm 26. I'm 26, y'all. I told it 27. But I'm 26 now. And
adding an extra year this.
I see that message. Anyway, but I can't remember myself being under 200 pounds. But I remember when I gained weight, when I gained my 50 pounds, the highest I had been was like 280 or 275. And so my goal was always to get under 200 pounds. And so when I had moved back home, that was my goal, the last I had weighed myself before a long time ago was 220 something. So my goal was just to get back down to 220, because that's where I was comfortable. That was the weight I was before the relationship. So I got down to 225 and I had lost the 50 pounds, which was cool. But then after that, I just kept plateauing. It was like I was working out. I had a whole trainer paying him $400 a month, and I wasn't losing no weight. I'm like, look, but at the same time, I could see the difference in the mirror. So it was like, even though
it's breaking up, y'all. Can everybody still hear me, or is I'm the one messing up? Okay, they can hear me. Let me tell her to come back out and come back in. Okay, yeah. She's gonna come back in, y'all. Sorry. Slight distraction. Slight technical difficulties. Y'all, thank y'all so much. While we waiting on her to come back in, thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I hope that these videos, I mean, these lives are literally helping y'all because, baby, we all struggle, okay? Like, I know my clients, aka especially Charmaine, she think I'm Superwoman, y'all. She think I'm Superwoman, and I be trying to tell her, okay, there she go. I be trying to tell her, baby, I be telling her,
Okay,
okay, there we
baby.
go, Destiny.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, what were we? I forgot what we was doing.
I'm talking about the scale.
Okay, yeah, we was on the scale. Okay, let's go.
But yeah, so I had got down to 220, and I was working out and stuff, working out, and the scale just wasn't moving. And honestly, that's what happened. So last year, I had started working out with my trainer in like maybe August or October, and I just started working out by myself because I was just like, I feel like I got the tools or whatever. So I'm working out, doing my mount every day. So I'm not gonna weigh myself until the end of the year. I'm like, because I want to 2 pounds. So the last time I weighed myself, I was like, I want to 2 pounds by the end. And so,
hold on, Destiny. Can you hear me, Destiny?
I gained 5 pounds.
Wait, 1 second. Hold on. It's glitching a little bit. Let it refocus real quick before you start talking. Okay. All right, say something.
Hold on.
Okay, 1 second, y'all.
Okay, is that better?
Okay, that's better. Let's go.
Okay, period. But yes, so I had weighed myself at the end of the year, and I had gained 5 pounds. So in a whole year span, I had not lost any weight. I had basically gained 5 pounds. So when I tell you, I was like, I know you fucking lying. I know you lying. I didn't put in all this work to gain weight. And so I literally had to I just stopped working out because I was just like, you know what? Forget it. But I didn't do that because of that. But I just did that because I was searching for a tangible goal, basically, with the number on the scale. But you have to think about it. The number on the scale is just a number on the scale. Your weight fluctuates with your hormones, when you're bloating, this and that. When you gain muscle, you gain weight. You know what I'm saying? So taking all that into account, I just made the decision to stop worrying about the scale because I could physically see the difference. Like probably 5 pounds in between each other. Not 5 pounds, but like the ones that I be posting like throughout the year, those are probably like 5 pounds. I'm not losing significant amounts of weight, but I can see it physically when I take before and after pictures. So I just decided like I'm not gonna let the scale decide if I'm being successful or not, if that makes sense, because it'd be lying. It had me fucked. But
yes, because I think I guess like what a lot of us have to realize is if you going to the gym and you strength training, right? Most people have this like perception that muscle, like fat, like muscle weighs more than fat, or fat weighs more than muscle. But if you put a pound of bricks right here and a pound of feathers, you like, what weighs more? It's both the same. It's a pound. It don't matter what it is. It's a pound. But one thing it is fat takes up more space than muscle, but muscle is more dense. So if you're actively losing fat and building muscle, it's like it's replacing itself. So that actually, like that drop that you want to see, won't necessarily come if you in the gym lifting and going as hard as you can. Because like most people chase that weight loss. Yes.
More than
you can see it. You can see it more than you can see it on that scale. Like you see fat loss, but you won't necessarily see that weight loss. It's like two different things. And I feel like once we wrap our minds around it, because I know I struggle with that a lot too. Once you wrap your mind around it, like I was telling one of my clients, from last year to this year, I'll stay the same exact weight. Same exact weight. I go up and then I still live around the same weight. But if you take a picture of me last year to now, totally different.
Look,
it's a whole different body.
It was hard for me to believe that I didn't lose any weight because I was just like, I know you're lying. Like, no way.
And that's why we take the pictures, because you have to, like, the picture shows you, like, I guess, like, with being on a weight loss journey, the first thing you want to see, I guess, because we call it a weight loss journey, the first thing you want to see is those pounds drop. Mm-hmm. But if you kind of like
because when you are bigger, you see them drop consistently.
Mm-hmm. You see it drop.
Once you start to lose weight, then it starts to level out, and then you're just like,
level out.
You have to keep going regardless if the scale says you're losing weight or not. Because as long as you're doing the work, you're gonna get progress.
You're gonna get them results. Like it's no ifs, ands, and buts about it's no ifs, ands, it's a non-negotiable. Like this said, she give herself non-negotiable. So if it's one day that you wake up and you get on the scale and you don't see the number that you want to see, do not let that be the end all be all to your journey. Because like you will see people on Instagram that's smaller than me and Destiny, and weigh 196.
And that's why I had to stop saying I'm gonna be 150, because I'm like, 150 who?
Nah, 150. Nah, not 150. This. You will see people that's way smaller than me and Destiny that weigh 196, and you want to know why? Because they full of muscle. Like everything that you see is
solid. Like we also based it a lot on that whole scale, the BMI, like the overweight, obese, like that. I feel like now that's gone out the window, because I feel like regular people are 180, 190. You know what I mean? So once I get there, baby, we maintaining.
Yes, like when you get to where you want to be, like just focus on maintaining, but always remember that your worth is not on the scale. Do the work. Focus on the work, focus on the process, and like it's no way that you won't get any results. And I tell people this, like, and then like if we define results, like say for instance, you do the work for a month and you see pictures, you don't see any changes, or you don't see any changes in the scale. Think about how consistent you were for that whole month. So you still made progress with just being consistent. Like, because for most people, that's the hard part, even sticking to it. So even if you go a month of like may not get no aesthetic results or no physical results, you still get that commitment. Be proud of yourself because you made it a month. When
I went to the gym. I did my mouth every day last week. Guess what?
Exactly. Like that's rewarding. Like that's literally, and just having that commitment. I feel like as women having that commitment, like when we get older, like you want to be able to say you're gonna do something and do it. Like that's the most rewarding thing of being on the journey.
That was one thing that I promised myself. It was like, I can't expect nobody to take me seriously until I take myself seriously. So if I say I'm going to do something and I told myself that, take it seriously, because I'm very important to me. Yes. And so I better get what I said I'm gonna do done. So if I said I'm gonna go to the gym, go to the gym. Because why you playing with yourself?
Gotta show up.
Like, don't play with yourself. You have to take yourself seriously, but at the same time, show yourself grace. So when you do fall, you know what I'm saying? Just dust it off.
You to get back to it, yeah.
But you don't gotta be hard on yourself. You ain't gotta do all the extra stuff, but just making the commitment and just doing what you want to do and doing what's best for you despite all outside factors.
Amen. So the next thing I want to give Destiny the floor to talk about is Trill Preps, y'all. So as we talk about, y'all know nutrition is literally 80% of your journey. Nutrition is 80%, and Destiny can help you with that. So let's let Destiny tell us about Trill Preps, y'all.
So Trill Preps is my meal prep service, and I service the Houston area. I also service Katy, some places in Missouri City, and most of the South Side. I can meet you if you're on the North Side. But I service the Houston area, and my whole goal with Trill Preps is because, like I said, the diet is the hardest part, and it's also the most important part, because if you're not eating right, you're not going to get the results. Working out, you can get results from that, but if your diet is not on point, you're not going to see the results that you want to see. And so, but for me, I don't eat nothing nasty. Can't do it, won't do it. Can't, hate it. So I had to, I've never just grew up. I never liked processed food. Like when I lived by myself, I didn't buy cereal and stuff like that, but I love fruit. I love vegetables. I love potatoes. I love meat. I love, stuff like that. And so I had to, when I started my weight loss journey, I just incorporated the things that I was already eating and just substituted with a healthy alternative or something like that. And I created my own diet for myself that worked for me, because I was still enjoying the foods that I ate, but they were still helping me reach my goals because they weren't over processed. They were simple, just simply cooked, like a meat, a carb, and a veggie. So that was something that I did for myself, and I just started doing it for other people, and it's been a thing ever since. So yeah, I have a meal prep service, and I'm very serious about my food tasting good, because I just don't like seeing, because I know HelloFresh is nasty. I know all these other things is nasty. I can see it, and I just don't. I want people to know that you can still reach your goals and enjoy the food that you're eating, because a lot of people, they will tell me like, "Are you sure this is healthy?" And I'm like, "Girl, Kale. How is it not healthy?
Sometimes when food be so good, y'all, the meal preps is good. They good, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Sometimes food be so good, you be like, bro, this can't be healthy. So like Destiny really inspired me to start cooking my meal preps. I'm like, because I always thought like, okay, stuff need to be a little bland, or you can't add too much food, that. So when I started eating Destiny, she really inspired me to start back meal prepping again. So I would like try some different stuff. So it be to the point like, baby, I can't be this don't even feel like you want to make sure it don't feel like you forcing yourself to do it. So your food can be good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have waist beads, ladies. I can link y'all to somebody for those.
Yes, we get always waist beads for the same person.
Yeah, so we gonna put that up in there.
Yes, we get always beads on the same page. Okay, go ahead, Destiny.
I'm very, very, because that's the only way it sticks for me. If I was sitting here eating something bland every day, I would not do it. And I feel like that also defeats the purpose, because I feel like the journey that I'm on is a lifestyle journey. So this is what I want this to be something that I can do long term. And for a while, I stopped meal prepping for myself, but it became so much a part of my lifestyle that now I make sure that I have my food, because instead of me having to think, oh, what am I gonna eat today? Da 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 da. Or I want something different today that I didn't have yesterday. I got 5 different meals in my refrigerator that I could just, pop in there, and they good. I'm telling y'all.
You ain't gotta think too hard about it. It just make it easier for you.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people don't understand. That my daddy's gonna start this lawnmower.
Okay, we almost there. Y'all. We almost
don't understand that you just have to figure out what you like. So like for me, instead of doing regular pasta, I do whole grain pasta because it has more fiber. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily do low fat anything, because I feel like when they take the fat out, they got to replace it with something that's not healthy or natural. So I'm going to get something with fat in it, but I just might not eat as much. I'm big on portion control, because you really can eat whatever you want to eat as long as you're in a calorie deficit. So it's like if I do go out and I eat a burger, I'm going to get half that burger. And with my meal preps, everything is a standard portion size. So it's like you don't have to worry about overeating, even if you are eating some turkey jalapeno mac and cheese. You just eat, a little serving of it. So it's not as, you don't feel the guilt, but you can still enjoy the food that you're eating.
And still get your results.
Period.
And still make it a lifestyle, which is what we're trying to get at, y'all. This is what we're trying to get at. That we want this to be a lifestyle. Make it easy peasy, living squeezy. So, y'all, I put Destiny Linktree in when the live end is gonna be recorded, so y'all can go to the Linktree. I put both of her Instagrams. Submit your orders on Fridays.
Period.
Orders must be submitted on Fridays.
If you have any questions, DM me. I talk back. I'm friendly. I like people. So if you have any questions about weight loss or anything like that, like feel free to DM me. Any questions about yoga? I know we didn't get too much into that, but we can have another one of these. You know what I mean?
So let's open the floor for some couple questions before Daddy start that lawnmower. Let's open the floor for a couple of questions, y'all. Let's see. Y'all have any questions for Destiny? Any questions for Destiny? But y'all know y'all got her Instagram, so she gonna be responding if y'all have any questions. Let's take 3. Let's take 3 questions. Everybody that got silent. Oh, they probably typing. And Miss Priscilla, the work was not gone, went out the window for the month just because your period started. Don't start, P. Thank you. Let's say what you drinking, Destiny. Let us know what you're drinking.
A little iced coffee or whatever. Mm-hmm.
She love her iced coffee.
Iced coffee.
Tell us how you make your iced coffee, Destiny.
Girl, I literally just use the Starbucks iced coffee and some almond creamer. Like, I'm simple. I keep everything simple. But I love Starbucks iced coffee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did a whole section on with commitment and consistency. Destiny, if you want to quickly briefly.
So like I said, with commitment and consistency, when we talked about it, I was basically saying like I start small. So with anything I want to do, I find little small things that I can do, because the smaller it is, the easier it is for you to tackle. And that's what gets you the results. Like we talked about, like not putting too much pressure on yourself at one time. So the biggest thing for me, and I do have a video about this on my YouTube channel, a mile a day. Like that's what really helps kickstart my journey. Like even right now that I'm trying to get back into the gym, just getting up and getting active, just doing a mile a day every day, no matter what, even if it's walking, doing it on your bike, doing it on whatever, just doing that and promising yourself, I can do this. It's not going to take you more than 30 minutes, even if you walk. So
Yeah.
just giving yourself one thing to do and then just adding little things to that is what's going to help you stay consistent. But the moment you try to do everything at one time, you're going to burn out and it's just going to be too hard on yourself. So just find one thing, whether it be drinking only water and doing a mile a day for a month, start there. And then I just say just add on from there.
And I would definitely say one thing that I use to help me stay consistent, like if you just starting, is realizing that it's not going to be easy. Okay. So I feel like that's the one thing that I have to realize in my head is it's not going to be easy. So like Destini said, find those small steps that you could take to allow you to make it as less stressful and easy as possible, because the journey is simple, but when you get to the day-to-day routine, it's not easy. So like just making that mental shift that I'm gonna change for the better, everything around me is going to have to change, but it doesn't have to all change today. So just taking them small steps towards a bigger goal, and like we said, just having that grace. Like don't expect to be perfect when you first starting, but just make sure you show up for yourself each and every day.
And another thing that also helps me when it comes to eating as well, if you want to start with your diet, I always say never skip a clean meal twice. So if I do eat something dirty, I make sure the next thing I eat has hella fiber, vegetables, or something. And then I try to eat something else clean after that. But if I don't, then after that, I'm going to eat something with some vegetables. So just keeping that mindfulness, it helps you stay on track so that throughout the day, I know I ate a vegetable somewhere up in there. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yes, and like even so, like one thing I always tell myself, like say if you go out to brunch on a Sunday and you feel like, okay, dang, I didn't eat bad, but you literally only one like healthy meal. I don't even want to say like healthy, but you literally one more meal back on track. Like that next meal, you don't deserve to starve for the rest of the day just because you went and ate chicken and waffles. Like
brunch,
enjoy that brunch and get right back on track.
You can't enjoy life, like
you have to enjoy life.
We ain't never gonna stop brunching. Period.
Okay, so we're gonna take this question right here. It says, as far as eating properly goes, does it help to cut out carbs, including sweet potatoes and brown rice? I'm gonna say no.
You already know what I'm gonna say.
We're gonna say no. We don't. I can't. I'm not cutting carbs.
You need carbs. Your body needs carbs. You need carbs. Your body uses carbs for energy. There is a thing as refined carbs and processed carbs, things like sugar. I still use sugar. I don't think there's nothing wrong with sugar, but those things you want to use in moderation. But everything needs to be in moderation. So when it comes to cooking for me, I always include carbs. I eat pasta, but my rule of thumb is a serving size. And as long as you stick within the serving size, then you're good. It doesn't matter if it's sweet potatoes or regular potatoes. They're both potatoes and they're both starchy carbs. It's just one looks healthier. And a lot of the stuff that looks healthier is just marketing. Like it's literally just marketing. So, like, when people come out with this cauliflower, it's just marketing. Like, it's not really necessarily supposed to be towards your health. I always stick with the outside aisles. When I go grocery shopping, I stick with the vegetables, the fruits, the potatoes, rices, grains, everything inside the inside aisles. I feel like that's more processed food. That's what they're trying to sell to you. You know what I'm saying? Stuff in the boxes that's like, oh, keto, this and that, you know what I'm saying? It just says keto. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, not to offend people who do keto, but like that stuff is gimmicky. I stick to vegetables, potatoes, rice, you know, not no, I don't buy diet food, if that makes sense. You know, like prepackaged diet food, but just as long as you have a vegetable in there and a solid protein. And the only carb that I stay away from is just regular rice. You know, I use basmati rice or jasmine rice, but that's really about it.
Good. So I did I would say my second episode of the Let's Be Real Done. We talked with my friend who's in school right now to be a registered dietitian. She gave us all the things you need to know about keto and everything sorts of like cutting out carbs. But from my experience, I know that carbs are our main energy source. And after we run out of carbs, our next energy source are fat. Fat. So like a balanced meal has carb, a fat, and a protein. And unless you have like intolerances, it could have a little dairy in there as well. So like just having those balanced meals, like the sooner you start to think like you have to cut out this and cut out that, like in my eyes, it just feel like not a lifestyle approach. Like
that's what you make it realistic. And that's how I try to make my lifestyle as realistic as possible. So when I do eat out, I don't have to be like, oh, I can't eat nothing on the menu. You know what I'm saying? I could eat this salad with this steak and this pasta and this da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? And it helps you just do that on a day-to-day basis.
And like just know, like, y'all, like I say, and what me and Destiny said, like, it's okay to fall off. Like, if y'all think that the journey, I know, like, I guess like with social media, y'all see like my transformation, y'all see transformation, but don't ever think for a second that we have not fallen off. Like, we fall off and we get right back on. So like that's the key of finding a way.
To consider it falling off. Like, it's just life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of the times people make us feel like it's falling off, and like brunch is life. You know what I'm saying? That's not falling off. Like,
that's life. Just keep sticking to the plan, keep showing up for yourself, and keep just doing you. Just doing you. Like Destiny say, don't nobody care what you got going on.
So you better think you did before.
With that being said, y'all, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this live. I will leave all Destiny link trees. It will be in the details for y'all to go follow her. And I just want to say thank you so much, Destiny, for tuning in, y'all. Destiny gave us a good time today, right, y'all? She gave us a good time.
I had fun.
And I want to tell you guys that y'all know next Sunday we're going to have a new episode. And y'all already know the drill. With that being said, peace out and come back and mess with your girl. Peace out.
Bye.